Welcome to the Leadership Snapshot Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah Andrews. Each episode, we focus on leadership topics, concepts, and ideas that'll help you develop your leaders and develop yourself. So stay tuned. We have a lot to talk about. Today, I'm going to be our special guest, and I want to talk to you about how to become an effective leader. Let's start with knowing yourself. The better you know yourself, the better you can understand your triggers. And this is important in leadership. You have to know what triggers you so that you can control that trigger and not let it affect your performance, the way that you're going to present yourself to the world, and the impact that your triggers have on other people. So there's usually a physical thing that we do when we're starting to get triggered. Some people might bunch up their shoulders and you can feel the tension in the back of your neck. Others, you might feel like you can't breathe. Some of us may rub the center of our forehead. Whatever that is, if you can identify that physical trigger, it can help you not go to the next step because you're like, oh, I recognize what's going on here. I'm not going to react that way. Instead, I'm going to do something different. The better you can understand and think about yourself and think about the things that are affecting you as a leader, the more control you have, it gives you an advantage. So, first thing is to know yourself. Know your passions, know your triggers, know what makes you full of energy, know what makes you drain your energy. That knowledge gives you more capacity to be flexible. It gives you more resilience. It gives you more opportunities. And flexibility in leadership, I think, is something that's very important because not everybody listens the same way that we communicate. So if we can tell that somebody isn't getting our message, we can flex. But we have to raise our awareness in order to do that. All right, number 2, know your craft. If you're in business, understand the whole of business if you want to be a really effective leader. Many times people are maybe the finance leader or they're the leader in marketing, and they really know that piece of their craft well, which is awesome. You should. But you also need to understand the bigger picture. How does your department affect the business as a whole? There's a great video, and I'll include it in the link. And she was talking, this lady, she did a TED Talk, and she was talking about how that women especially, and I think this would apply to other people as well. So you watch it and tell me what you think. So women, especially when they go into business, a lot of times are missing 3 key elements. Even though they're really skilled in the area that they're specialized in, they need to learn about financial acumen, business acumen, and strategic acumen, right? Because those 3 pieces are what is needed when you get to higher levels in leadership. So if you want to be able to move to those next levels in leadership, not only do you need to know yourself and understand and know how to flex, you also need to know your craft. Not just your specialized area, but the whole picture, the big picture. So that way, when you're talking about marketing, for example, if you're talking about the marketing, you can also say, these are the financial implications of that. These are the strategic implications of that. And this is how it affects our overall business. You want to be able to talk in those terms and really understand those terms in order to be an effective leader. All right, number 3, know what makes your people tick. A leader who is really interested in leading their people understands what makes their people light up. And you find opportunities to give them that feeling of being lit and being on fire and being excited. It's so important. So many people have jobs that they work because they need the money, and they're not working in their passion, right? Because maybe their parents told them at a young age, you can't be an artist. That doesn't make any money. Or you can't be an accountant. You're not good at math, whatever it is. So they chose not to go into the field that they felt like they were passionate about. And instead, they're working with you and you're their leader. So if you can understand what they're passionate about and you can engage their passions, even if it's in small ways, and give them opportunities, maybe it's an opportunity to work on a project team that has nothing to do with their core job, but it gives them that chance to really embrace it. It will go a really long way. Now, I know some of you are just thinking, oh my gosh, Sarah, if I do that, then maybe they'll become passionate about their passion and then they're going to leave me. Well, I think that as leaders, this is my ultimate goal. One day when I have people talking about me, I want them to be able to say, you know, Sarah helped me find my passion and she really helped me find what I wanted to do. And even though I couldn't work for her anymore because there wasn't opportunities that really got me into my real zone of genius, I will always tell you amazing stories about how she was able to help me. And I think as leaders, if we can have that kind of a mindset where, hey, I'm going to help these people who are trusting me to be their leader to really discover themselves and to find what they're passionate about. And even if their passion doesn't align with us and they don't work with me anymore as their leader, they will always be able to tell stories about how that I helped them move to their next level. All right, you guys, that's a wrap for this week. And the next session, we're going to talk about investing in yourself, delegation, asking the hard questions, and treating people like leaders. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you subscribe so that you'll get notified when new podcasts are available.